Hello, beautiful black people. Hello, beautiful black people. I hope that all is well in your world. And this beautiful day in mid-August of the year 2020 will be just an excellent day for you and all of your wonderful, wonderful, intelligent black loved ones. Beautiful black people, let our next let our next greatest achievement be realizing the dream of full FULL equality for all of us. Let our next greatest achievement on this plantation called America be realizing the dream of full equality for all of us. That is my dream now. That always has been my dream. And that will continue to be my dream as we go forward. There will always be, there always has been, there are now, and there will always be black folks that are cooning to the nth degree. There will always be black coons and coonettes that will kneel at the feet of white folks, licking their boots, kissing their asses, kissing their white asses, and tugging on the penises and the testicles, especially of these white boys like Trump and some of these white supremacy-led organizations. For example, there's an organization that's called Barstool Sports, and it's spelled BARSTOOL Sports. And this is a white supremacy believing, very, very racist organization. Coons like Deion Sanders. You remember that name? Professional football, professional baseball player. His name is Deion Sanders. He has recently traded his morals, if he ever had any morals. He has recently traded them for a paycheck from Barstool Sports. I have always been a very outspoken. Even when I was out there working on the plantation for almost 40 years, I was very outspoken. And at many times, it created resistance levied at me from racist white folks. But nonetheless, I persist. I continued because I decided at the age of 10 or 11 that I would always be who I were meant to be. I would never falter. I would never forsake my loyalty to my own people, to black people, for opportunity, for position, for money, for fame, personal gains, professional gains, etc., etc. Because when you do that, you are showing the rest of us black folks that you have no character, that your being, B-E-I-N-G, is void of any character at all. And to that, I would ask the question, what in the fuck is Deion Sanders doing? I would ask the question, what in the fuck is Deion Sanders doing? He is only a few days removed from his inexplicable, and it was inexplicable, his inexplicable denigration of the National Football League players that opted out of the upcoming professional football season because of the COVID-19 concerns. Deion Sanders, the worth, the tactless, the worst, the most tactless person in professional sports has announced that he's leaving the NFL network to join the unruly fraternity house known as Barstool Sports. That white supremacy led, that white supremacy believing organizations. If you're unfamiliar with Barstool Sports, then here it is. Their unique brand of racial insensitivities, that is their mantra. That is their logo. They have a unique brand of racial insensitivity and very obnoxious behaviors. And they do it in prime time. And then you've got people like Mike Gundy. Remember that name. Mike Gundy. Gundy. He is a parallel to this Barstool Sports organization that I'm talking about. They will always say these insensitive things about black professional athletes and about black folks in general. Just as Joe Biden recently made a stupid statement regarding black folks when he stated that unlike the African American community, the Latino community is incredibly diverse. And to me, Joe Biden was suggesting that black folks are not diverse in their decisions, their opinions, their lives, their characteristics, their personalities, their characters, etc., which is a bunch of bullshit. Black folks, to me, are the most diverse people that I've ever known. I've worked professionally almost 40 years, almost specifically with white folks, because the brand of engineering that I was in, there were very few black folks, people that looked like me, in that profession, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. There's a laundry list of abysmal ideals. Like white folks having the audacity to want to touch a black woman's hair. And there are still white folks today that want to do that. They will reach out and touch a black woman's hair like they have ownership of everything. But Deion Sanders, at 53 years old, an NFL Hall of Famer, cannot be in his right mind, thinking that taking a paycheck and going on the payroll for Barstool Sports is a good idea. But it did not stop him from trying to convince us otherwise a few days ago when he was on a Barstool Sports program that's called Pardon My Take. He said, Deion Sanders said, I haven't had this platform to give you all of this stuff I have in my head. And then he said, good Lord, I gotta get it out. And that was his rationale for accepting an agreement to do a program on Barstool Sports as a part of his abysmal pact with Barstool Sports. Deion Sanders will host his own podcast that will be called 21st and Prime. He will join the program, the existing program called Pardon My Take, as a weekly guest on Sundays and contribute to the yet-to-be-determined video content that will most likely involve beer pongs and crushing cans of beer on his forehead, etc., etc. And Deion's boss will be a racist, white supremacist, believing white boy named Dave, D-A-V-E, Portnoy, P-O-R-T-N-O-Y. Remember that name. He is one of the owners of this Barstool Sports white supremacy believing company. Dave Portnoy have always been preoccupied with finding problematic entertainment companies like Barstool Sports. And he has always said, Dave Portnoy have always said that what he does and what he presents is always uncancelable. It will persist. It will always be here. And he has always been able to find coons and coonettes like Candace Owen, like Candace Owens, like Candace Owens, like Willie Cologne, C-O-L-O-N, like Candace Owens, and Willie Cologne, C-O-L-O-N. And just recently, he found another coon called Brandon Newman. And he will always have his coons and coonettes, coons and coonettes by his side to do the step and fetch it type shuck and jive presentation for Massa de Portnoy, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. Beware. Still today, in August of 2016, we still have black folks among us that are coons and coonettes, and they are cooning to the nth degree. They will defend white folks and their whiteness to their death. They will cater to white folks. They will run from their own people and run to white folks. They will always justify their decisions by trying to persuade the rest of us that we should be on that same path. They have been successful at finding a niche, N-I-C-H-E. They will find a niche among white folks, in the white folks' culture, in white folks' companies and organizations that will give them the financial status that they want. And these coons and coonettes will defend that niche that they have carved out and try to sustain it within the white boys' culture forever. Always be aware that all folks, all black folks that look like me are not your friends. Some of them are likened to the enemy that was hidden inside of the Trojan horse, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. That's all I have on this one.